Good morning, students. Let us begin our today's session with a beautiful concept of importance of balance. You all must have heard about having a balanced diet, and we also know the importance of each nutrient in our diet. Even if one of these nutrients goes missing, our health would be at stake. Similarly, we all are very careful also while walking, running, because seldom we might fall down and then say that I lost my balance. So it's very important that we maintain balance or an equilibrium between all the activities that we do throughout the day. There are four basic quadrants of human life, and they are work, the family, our friends, and our own self. And our entire life depends upon how beautifully we can balance all these four quadrants. Work-life balance is the term that we use to describe the balance that we need to maintain between the time that we allocate for our work and our other aspects of life, like our personal interests, family time, social activities, or our leisure activities. Right now, the biggest challenge before you is how well you maintain a balance between your studies and your personal interest and leisure activities. Let me read out 4 lines related to balance. Life is like a roller coaster ride, each one striving to keep the balance upright. With ups and downs and surprises to unfold, the true essence of life is in the balance we must behold. So what's important is that we all maintain balance in all the activities that we carry out. This would definitely make our life more blissful, and we shall all be satisfied with the way we lived our lives. Similarly, the chapter that we are doing is also related to maintain an equilibrium or a balance with our environment. Yesterday we studied about ecology, and we said that it's a science that deals with the study of interactions between biotic and abiotic factors of the environment. So ecological balance is a term that is used to describe the equilibrium between living organisms, that is human beings, plants and other animals, as well as their environment. Therefore, this balance is very important because it ensures survival, existence, stability of the environment, and sustainable development. So I hope you all have realized the importance of keeping balance, not only in our lives, but even with our environment. So let us begin with our today's topic, that is environmental conservation. Environmental conservation. Today there is need for all of us to conserve our environment. The environment in which we live is getting polluted day by day. The water that we drink, the air that we inhale, and the soil in which we grow the crops is polluted in one way or the other. Various poisonous gases, chemicals, hazardous pesticides, heavy metals, all have polluted the air, water, and the soil. And we are forced to drink such water or inhale this air. We have been using our resources recklessly. Suddenly, human beings have become greedy, and in their greed, they have started using all the resources to the extent that many of them are on the verge of getting extinct. For Fossil fuels, coal, etc., we keep hearing that in a few years they will get extinct. So there is a need for all of us to protect our environment from collapsing. We need to conserve our species, our biodiversity. We know that many species of plants and animals already have got extinct. We also need to conserve our ecosystems, which are getting destroyed due to pollution and human activities. So we all need to conserve our environment because our very existence depends upon the environment in which we live. Mahatma Gandhi had said, "The earth is sufficient to satisfy everyone's need, but not the greed." This is absolutely true, and it means that the earth has abundant resources to satisfy everyone's needs. But in our greed and hurry to develop, we have been recklessly exploiting our resources. We all have our own experience with this, and we know that though we have enough clothes, we keep buying more. The moment we come to know a new mobile has been launched, we want it for ourselves. This is true with other commodities also. We want more than what we actually need. So this is simply our greed, and in our greed to achieve more and more, we are overusing our resources. In the name of development, we have indulged in activities such as deforestation, overgrazing, encroachment into forest lands, overuse of groundwater, use of plastic, etc. Plastic has been a great menace. We know the hazards of plastic. It is not at all eco-friendly. It does not mix with soil. It remains for thousands of years. It is polluting our oceans and the aquatic flora and fauna also. So use of plastic should be totally avoided. The exploitation of natural resources not only harms the environment, but even endangers the future of our generations. It is even not good for sustainable development. We know that if fossil fuels get exhausted, the development of all countries would be at risk. So there is need for conservation and judicious, that is intelligent use of resources for development. We should all practice the 3R mantra, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. Firstly, we should reduce our requirements. We should reuse the various items and we should recycle the items. Let us take up a few questions from here. Which factors affect the environment and how? So basically we have two factors. One is an artificial factors and the other is natural factors. Among artificial ones, we have deforestation, industrialization, excessive use of pesticides and fertilizers. So these are artificial factors. Natural factors include earthquakes, floods, fire, forest fires, droughts, etc. So all these activities, whether natural or artificial, affect the environment. They result in pollution, create imbalance, and affect the existence of the biotic factors. What will happen if number of consumers in environment goes on increasing gradually? So if the number of consumers go on increasing, they will have effect on the producers. What will be the effect of industry established on riverbank on the river ecosystem? So if an industry is established near a riverbank, The industrial effluents, that is the water that is coming out of the industry, is going to mix with the river water, and this water definitely contains heavy metals, chemicals, and it may pollute the rivers. Eventually they will have effect on the aquatic plants and animals. Sometimes hot water from industries is mixed into the rivers. So this increases the temperature of the river water, and ultimately it results in the death of aquatic plants and animals. When some natural factors of environment and some artificial polluted factors harm the environment, it creates imbalance between various factors of environment and ultimately affects the existence of biotic factors. So it's very important that we maintain a balance between the various factors of environment, because eventually they are going to affect the life of the plants and animals. Observe and fill the information. Observe the environment around you. Complete the following flowchart. Factors affecting environment: natural and man-made. Under natural, we have earthquakes, volcanoes, drought, flood, forest fires, dust storms. Under man-made, we have deforestation, urbanization, industrialization, nuclear explosions, poaching, population explosion. So these are some of the factors that affect environment, and we need to take steps through which we can conserve our environment.